Ignacio, hey there friend. Okay, here's your day one video. So you already know the string names E, A, D, but the numbers are the inverse of what you'd expect. So this is the sixth string, the low E, and this is the first. And they're tuned fourths apart. That's why E goes to A. So it's E, F, G, A. Then A, B, C, D, etc. So the guitar is tuned in fourths. Now let's start with your simple right hand exercises. I want you to lay your thumb on the sixth string and keep it there, and then take your index finger and just play the G string. And remember to keep your wrist and your hand straight. You don't want this kind of a look. And the motion is back towards your palm so that you're not turning your wrist, you're just using your knuckles to make the motion. So that's your G string. Then do your middle finger on the B string and your ring finger on the high E. Then reverse, rest these, and use your thumb to play the bass notes. That's your low E, your low A, and your low D. Okay? Now rest your thumb again and practice playing these independently. Okay, then rest the fingers and practice the thumb. 6, 5, 4, 5. So now the thumb's dancing around. Okay. The next exercise is to pair the thumb with each finger independently. So let's pair it with the index finger. They just alternate. We call this a pinch. Then alternate the thumb in the middle. And then of course the thumb in the ring. Good. The next step is to rest your thumb and practice plucking all three strings simultaneously as a chord. Not sure what's buzzing. Something inside my guitar is buzzing. That's okay. And then I want you to try thumb chord like this. And then if you tune the chord twice, you'll have the waltz feeling. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And finally, you want to break it up. So you play 6, 3, 2, 1. Thumb, index, middle, ring. So that's a group of left hand exercises. Now let's talk about your right hand and the scale. Rest your thumb and use your index finger or your middle finger to play the high E. And the major scale starts even. Open, 2, 4. Then it changes to odd. 5, 7, 9, 11. And then where there's a double dot on most guitars, you get to 12, which is the octave. So if you start on an E, you culminate on an E as well. That's true for all 6 strings. B to B, G to G, etc. So you do the scale going up and then you do it going down. I like to use just one finger in the left hand. It doesn't matter which one, but since your first finger is weaker, maybe spend some time with that. And then try doing each note twice. 1, 2. And descending. And you can do this on all 6 strings. When you switch to the low string, use your thumb and rest your fingers. Always have a finger in contact so you're staying close. Okay, you can do the low 3 strings with your thumb. The minor scale starts even, open 2, then switches to odd, 3, 5, and 7, and then goes even again, 8, 10, and 12. And that's written in your book and tablature. So back to the high E string, this is E minor. Open, 2, 3, 5, 7, and then even, 8, 10, 12. Do the same thing. You play every note as many times as you want. You can do it 4 times, 2 times, but at least 2 times will give you some time to process the information. Now if you want to pick, because I know the pick stabilizes your hand, I hope you took it with you, or maybe you have one at home, but you pinch it between your index and your thumb, so it gives you that secure feeling that you like. And that's a perfectly good alternative to the finger picking. And then you can keep the pick in your hand and move to your chords. So you have a cycle that's organized around E, and a second cycle that's organized around G. So we're going to play E minor. That's just 2 fingers, the A and the D strings. E major adds your first finger to the G string. Now shift this whole structure down, you'll get A minor. This is a 5-note chord. You start on the A string. Then a new version of A I showed you today just adds your pinky to the B string. And this facilitates B7. To get to B7, middle finger up 1 string, pinky down 1 string, first finger plugs the gap on the D string. It's a very twangy sounding chord. And on any of these chords you can go root, chord. You can do the bass chord strum, or you can do the waltz strum. Bass, chord, bass, chord. It's also good just to do a steady strum like this. And you're trying to get a light touch and a nice even flow. It takes time. But the cycle is designed because the chords make sense together, so you can play them in a loop, or if you're feeling creative, you could just intersperse them in whatever combination floats your boat. Finally, we had the G cycle, and I encourage you to play the G with 4 fingers for now. So you use your 3rd finger on the B string and your pinky on the high E, and the rest is the same. This leads to a simple chord called C add 9. You just drop those 2 fingers down, now it's a 5-string chord. Keep your ring finger down when you move to D, and then go back to C add 9. So you have G4, I call that 4 since it has 4 fingers, C add 9, D major, back to C add 9. You can also try strumming those. These obviously go together very nicely and musically. Finally, we didn't do this in your lesson, but you already know C, so you can try one more little chord experiment here. If you shift your middle and ring fingers down, you get a chord called F. That's just 4 notes. So you have C, F. This is also worth practicing. You do the waltz or the strum. That's all we covered today, friend. Enjoy.